I'm happy and excited for our team. I thought they went out and played hard and executed well enough to win a game. In this day and age, when the talent level is pretty equal, it is extremely hard to win a football game. And anytime you can win a football game, you got to enjoy it and be happy. And I hope they're happy, and I'm proud of them for playing that way. And we'll get next time out, we'll give it our best shot then too.
This was seemingly a game kind of set up for you to kind of be able to control. The defense wasn't highly ranked. How did you feel about what you did tonight, what the team did tonight, with kind of given what they were probably going to give you?
I feel like overall we played well, and their defense they played well as well. But our offensive line controlled the line the whole game, and they were able to open up holes, and I was able to get through, and we controlled the game.
Coach, did you think the pass protection was improved from last week?
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought the ability to run the ball made the pass protection better. I mean, you can't run up the field if you got guys like Pump and our other running backs that can make a miss in a hole. If you start running up the field and open up seams for them, it makes the running game better. So you have to play at the line of scrimmage a lot more, and you don't get to push up the field as much. The first sack of the game, we had a mistake on protection. Center went the wrong way. But other than that, I thought they protected the quarterback pretty well.
How was Quinn? He got hit, it came out. What is the status of him?
Well, Quinn's getting treatment by the doctors right now, so I don't know complete status, but if they would have scored when he went down and we punted, if they would have scored that series, he would have gone back in the game. He would have been fine. But since they didn't score, we decided to take him out, precautionary measures.
They were looking at his shoulder?
Yeah, looking at his shoulder.
I think at the end of the third quarter, somewhere around there, you had 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing.
That's pretty balanced, huh? Yeah. That was by design. We were such good coaches, we did it exactly that way.
Just exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's a good number, nice number. As a coach, do you like seeing that?
Yeah, our team is based on our offense being 50-50. But every game situations determines what you do. If you're behind by a couple of touchdowns, guess what? You don't run it as much. You throw it more. If you're ahead by a couple of touchdowns, you run it more and you don't throw it as much if you're trying to be a 50-50 team. And I'm sure they came in the game because they kind of showed it. They wanted to run it and then try to throw it over the top of us. And by the fourth quarter, I didn't see any running plays except the quarterback scrambling and running with it. I didn't see any other running plays after about halfway through the third quarter.
Coach, any surprises in terms of the personnel that they ended up playing with? Because I know it was hard for you guys to figure out who was playing and who wasn't playing this year.
The only surprise was when I saw an injury list of 31 guys. All of them played but one, I think.
Well, Davis was not.
Yeah, it's the one. All those other receivers were out there.
Do you think that's gamesmanship?
No, I don't. I think when they put out a list like that, they don't know. And they listed him as, it's like pros. I think he's out, he's doubtful, he's probable, I don't know whatever all those classifications are, but they didn't say they weren't playing. They just said there was a possibility they weren't going to play. So that's easy. I think Tom Brady's that way every week at New England.
Did you see anything different from DJ Knight that you normally see, or how would you?
When I call defenses in practice, he does that to us too, and that kind of makes me mad. When he does it to the other team, it makes me happy. So the way he runs is, I mean, what you saw is what he is. I mean, he's good. And I'm not trying to pump him up because we don't do that in our program. But what's most amazing is how hard he runs between the tackles. You know, if he weighed 230 pounds, a bunch of them would be in the hospital. But since he only weighs 170, he doesn't knock them backwards. But he runs it up in there hard.
Coach, how about the receiving game? I mean, what do you think you saw from your receivers tonight?
I thought our young receivers made improvement. I thought they went up and got the ball a couple, 3 times to make the quarterback look good, like we talked about earlier in the week. That's a receiver's job, to go up and get the ball and make the quarterback look good. I think they did that a few times. I thought that I didn't see it all, but I thought they blocked really well on the perimeter when we ran toss sweeps. So we got around the corner and Pump got to outrun some people, and I thought they blocked really well on the perimeter. I'm sure when I watched the film they made some mistakes, though.
Getting Micah Holder in the game, was that like due to need in terms of your need at the receiver position? Or what?
No, we have some receivers. I mean, obviously Zell's not playing. We have some other receivers that are banged up and beat up. And we don't redshirt anybody until the end of the year anyway. So we needed receivers if they would play good, and he plays well in practice, so he got to play tonight.
Rocky, pretty significant drive at the end of the game, or at the end of the half, because you guys could have kind of sat on the ball there and gone into halftime, but you passed the ball, obviously huge pass for Mills, to get it down there. So talk about weighing, going for it versus sitting on it at that point, because you were, I think, on the 90.
Well, our offense was moving the ball well at that point, and we had enough time in timeouts. We had enough time to move it down the field if you can get 1 or 2 plays with some chunks, and that's what we did. A couple pass plays. I mean, Lloyd Mills went up. That's one of those plays I'm talking about. Quinn put it up there where the DB and the receiver could go get it, and Lloyd went and got it. Of course, if the receiver bumps into him, it's an interference call. So I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be a DB playing now. I'd hate it. They don't let them play football anymore.
So what do you think of Casey's 3 PI penalties in that case?
We got to learn not to do that because that's the way they're going to call it now. I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but that's the way they're going to call it. And if you looked at, I think they got one too, and then the next play we ran it out over there, and their DB was so afraid to even come close to the receiver. It was like it was in practice. I mean, I don't know what DBs are supposed to do. They're supposed to let them catch it and then go, oh, shucks. I mean, I don't know.
Do you guys, in coverage situations with the guy chasing, because this happened in Casey's last game, where they're up, where they never turn for the ball, or a guy doesn't turn for the ball, do you coach not to turn for the ball?
No. You want the fundamentals of it? Because I used to play out there. You want the fundamentals? The fundamentals are if you're chasing a guy, the only way to catch up to the guy is when he turns and looks for the ball. And you will gain 1 or 2 or 3 steps before the ball gets there. So your eyes go to his hands. And when his hands, you see his hands grab the ball, and then you reach up and knock it out of his hands. Okay? If you're running stride for stride with the guy, or you got the guy pretty well covered, now you put your shoulder in and you turn and look for the ball. So it depends on where you are on the receiver. And I thought that one, if you're back at Oregon State, I thought that was a great play. And by the old standards, it wouldn't have been interference. I mean, they want the receivers to be able to catch the ball and then maybe let us tackle them. Well, we rotate Billy and DeMonte and JJ rotate. I thought Billy really played well. I thought, if you want a big play, I thought that was the biggest play of the game when he intercepted that ball in the end zone.
Was that his coverage? It looked like he was on
Yeah, that was a form of his coverage. You sit in the flat and make them think you got the guy covered in the flat, and when they throw the corner route, you run back there and intercept it. Now, sometimes you don't get back there to intercept it, but now he played it really well.
So that was your call. That was your call. He knew it was following your
No, yeah, that's the coverage that was called, and he executed it well, yeah.
And then third president sickness, did you find out this morning or?
Found out last night at 4 o'clock.
Just
What is it?
He had an appendix. He had to be operated on at noon today.
what do you think of Josh Garrett with this? It seemed like he had
I thought the linebackers played pretty well. I think we had Devontae Davis in there too, and it's a junior college guy that hadn't played much. I think he was in there quite a bit too. But we found out at 4 o'clock last night he got sick and they had to take him to the hospital. I think that's a 3 to 4 week deal.
When you say 4, you mean 4 a.m.?
4 a.m., yes.
Wait, you said 3 to 4 weeks?
I think it's a 3 or 4 week deal. I shouldn't say that because I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and they haven't told me that.
We called 13 low pass, and Brunskill was supposed to be in the corner of the end zone, and I was rolling out, and I was looking for him, and I could have walked in the end zone, but I threw the pass, and it was incomplete, but we were able to score the next play, so.
You sure wanted that passing touchdown.
Yeah, I guess.
It looked like you wanted it awfully bad, not just walking in the corner.
No, I didn't even pay attention to see that I was wide open for the touchdown, but he'd been blocking all day, so I feel like he deserved a touchdown as well.
Rocky, were you able to laugh about that?
I am now. But even quarterbacks, when you have sprint outs with quarterbacks, the ones that aren't natural runners, they always throw it too when there's nobody there either. But sprint out pass is supposed to have a option. If nobody's there, you're supposed to run for it because that's safer than throwing it, right? But a lot of quarterbacks do that unless they're runners, and then they look to run. Sometimes they run too often.
When's the last time you had 4 touchdowns before halftime?
High school, my senior year. Yep.
When's the last time you threw a pass?
Probably Pop Warner.
Did you ever throw a touchdown pass?
No, I don't think so.
What's the mom and Lily on your face? Was there any special thing for this game?
No, just my mom, she was able to come out, and Lily, that's my daughter.
She got here too.
No, she wasn't able to make it.
Coach, you mentioned your linebackers played well. It seemed like a concern for you was their quarterback Decker. When he drops back, it seems like he's moving around for a few extra seconds back there. Do you feel like was that by design? Were you kind of just trying to contain him back there, keep him?
No, I think you have to give him credit. I mean, we rushed most of the time 4 guys. We didn't rush any more than 4 to try to give our DBs help on crossing routes and those kind of things, and hopefully the linebackers that were zoning up could run him down when he broke containment, because he does that to everybody. He's really a good athlete. He's very elusive. He's fast. So the rush was supposed to keep him in there, but if you watch every single film, he gets out of there. So you have to have somebody to go run him down when he comes out. No, we didn't spy, but we would drop in man coverage. We'd drop 2 linebackers in zones, and then they were supposed to come get him if he broke contain.
Rocky, beyond the wind, how much improvement do you think you saw tonight, just as a team?
From last week,
Really from.
I think the biggest improvement I saw was the wide receivers. I thought the offensive line played better than they did last week. But you've heard me talk. I think our offensive line's very talented, and they're big and strong. They ought to play like that. I thought when we're really young and beat up at wide receiver. I mean, there's some guys playing that are kind of beat up too. And those guys have to step forward for us to have a chance. We've got a good running game, but as you saw late in the game, they can put 9 or 10 guys. If you're not going to throw it, they can put 9 or 10 guys up there, and then it's really hard to run.
Full speed,
Mostly. If you've played to this point and played quite a few snaps, nobody's full speed.
How about defensively, Rocky? Where do you feel like you guys are at?
We're okay. I thought we gave up a couple long passes tonight that I wish we wouldn't have. But otherwise, I thought the defense played well. I mean, he scrambled out of there late in the game and got some rushing yardage, because in college it counts as rushing yardage. In the pros, I think it counts against the pass or something. But he got some yards rushing the ball, which was, so that I don't know the stats. I'd see individual stats here. I don't see team.
And I mean, I think they had 360-some yards passing, but is that to be expected given how much they have to pass to try to stay in the game?
No, I think that the 2 long passes made that yardage bigger than it should have been. It should have been 270 or something like that, but you give up a couple real long ones, and then you get 3 or 4 interference calls. It seems like 700 yards passing.
Anything else for Pumphrey?
Yeah, just one quick question. I know you credited the other guys around you helping with the running game tonight, but how much of a thrill is it to have a special night like this and to be able to score and kind of run wild?
It was actually a blessing that I was able to get through the holes and make guys miss. So overall, I felt like the offense played a great game.
Can you see the play call for that first touchdown?
It was actually a power design play, and it was a check but he was looking for the bubble route, and the receiver didn't run a bubble route, so he ended up just handing it off, and it was fortunate that it was wide open.
Gotta get lucky once in a while.
DJ, how many of your college games has your mom been to?
Excuse me?
How many college games has your mom been to? She's seen high school.
She's been to every home game
She's been over.
since last year.
Coach, Sam Meredith, any update on him? It looks like he went to the locker room.
AC strain. He went back. He went in the locker room. They checked it out, make sure it wasn't serious, and he went back in the game.
So,
It's not anything to do with the operation that he had on his shoulder.
And with Eric Judge, he didn't play too much of that. Is his knee acting now? Or,
Eric Judge hurt himself in practice Thursday.
you can't say which area or.
No, it was his knee. He should be fine. It just got sore and it was stiff today, so he didn't play.
And I'm just wondering, question that last offensive drive, that I mentioned the wide receivers so big. First off, that first play, completion of Clark, whether or not that play is successful, is that say I was in completion, but you guys just nailed down and killed us? It's not where you guys think it's score the entire time. There's like 40 seconds left.
No, we thought we had enough time with the timeouts to take it down and score if we got a couple big chunks in there somewhere. You know, the pass to Lloyd Mills gave us a chance to score a touchdown rather than a field goal, if that's what you're asking. But we thought we could score with the amount of time that was left on the clock and having all the timeouts.
And with Michael Holder, the pass completion between those two, it looked like a double move. I mean, he's kind of a smart guy. He's a freshman, obviously. But I mean, is he pretty much meeting your expectations the way you saw when you recruited him?
Yeah, I think he probably exceeded our expectations. Since he's playing as a true freshman, he's probably exceeded them. Now, some of that has to do with injuries, too. They're getting an opportunity they might not have gotten otherwise. But if they get an opportunity and they play well, they need a pat on the back.
So what do you say? It's his speed, his quickness?
Oh, I think he's a great athlete. I think he's going to be an excellent wide receiver.
How did Quinn play tonight?
I thought Quinn played well. I only saw 2 throws that I didn't think were very good.
Both near interceptions.
Yeah, both were near interceptions. And the guys were open. He underthrew. He underthrew the fullback in the flat. And then he didn't put an out route far enough outside. And there was a linebacker between him and the out route. We actually caught the pass. It went through the guy's hands, and Hazley caught it. So, yeah.
But you thought, in general,
Otherwise, I thought he played well, yeah.